Hey, welcome to Grow New Plants. Today I'm going to do an update video on something that I didn't show in the beginning, and that sounds kind of strange, but I did not film taking these cuttings. These are Natchez Crape Myrtles that I took cuttings on, I don't know, it's probably been about 8 weeks or so. And these here are probably about a week old. So they're not rooting yet, but you can see all the humidity built up in it. And I already pulled this off once, so it lost some of the humidity. But you can see they're still green and viable. I got one over here that's kind of wilty. It was a bigger stick, and that may be why, but it still may put out growth. I don't know whether it's green inside or not, but I mean, it's holding on to the leaves and everything. And like I said, this is a week into it. And all I'm doing, I'm leaving them outside in the heat, but I'm keeping them in full shade. So all of these cuttings here that I just did, let me go ahead and move these back out of the way. And they probably could have been transplanted a while back, but I just haven't got around doing it. I've been working on the greenhouse and doing some other stuff. But this was the first one that I did with the plastic domes on top of the containers. And I ended up getting, right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these that ended up rooting out of 18. And it was pretty hot when I did this, but they took. And all I did is I just stuck the cuttings with a little bit of rooting hormone, and then I put my plastic domes over them. Here, I'll go get a point of the plastic domes so you know what they look like. Okay, so here's my dome. It's not really going to fit on there very good now. So all I did, I took the cuttings, put this plastic dome over it, and then I set them underneath my grow bench where they were getting indirect light but no direct sunlight. And then I had them in a deep tray that held water underneath it so they stayed moist all the time. And it worked pretty good. I'm not disappointed at all with the way they came out. So I'm going to go ahead and transplant a few of these up. I've got enough soil to transplant, I think, 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on a video just to show you. Like I said, this is the first one I did this way, and they come out pretty good. So I'll pull that up. There's my root system. And this thing, you can see it's already put out a ton of new growth, which it'll do even more now that it's got a root system and getting it up into a new pot with fresh soil and fertilizer. So they ought to really start taking off now. And I'll come back, I'll do some pruning on these to get them to branch out the way that I want them to branch out. Okay, so there's one of them potted up. Now I want to show you something before I get too far into this. I've got 2 of these. Where's that one? There it is right there. So I tried an experiment on this. I took this one, as soon as I knew it had rooted, I cut it off right at just about 1 inch from the ground to see if it would go ahead and start branching out. And what it did is it shot up another branch from right at the base, almost underground, almost like a sucker. So my whole point of that was trying to get them to branch out at the base. And then this one right here, I'm gonna go ahead and try and pull that one. I'm not sure how good the roots are on this one. Come up real gentle. Okay, the roots are pretty good on it. It's not great, but so if you can see that one, it put up a shoot from the original. This is the original cutting over here, and this is a shoot that it put up from the base. But the original cutting is still good, so I'll leave it. Then I can branch these out, and then this whole thing will branch out. So I'm going to go ahead and plant that one. I think it'll be okay. Have to really keep an eye on the water on that one until those roots have a chance to kind of stabilize themselves in there. Okay, so there's 2 of those things. Hopefully I'll have enough soil to do 4 of these. I may only be able to do 3. So we'll go ahead and do this one here. This is a big healthy one. I'm sure it's got a really good root system. Yeah, see all the roots on there? You can see the difference in these roots. There's no circling roots. These roots go and they hit these openings and it prunes them and it makes all these little fine roots. So it really does a good job. These Rootmaker containers are unbelievable, especially for cuttings, and they are all the way around, but for cuttings, when they're really trying to get established and get that initial root system to have a good strong growth form going. The Rootmakers are wonderful for that. So I think I've got enough to do one more pot. Tell you what, I'm gonna put some of this old soil just for filler down inside here. It's not gonna hurt anything, just to make sure I got enough. So we'll just do this one right here. Okay, so the soil wants to fall apart on that one, but it's still got plenty of roots. That's plenty enough to get this thing going. And I ran out of soil, but that's all right. I just wanted to show you these. I was going to do these anyway. I'll add some soil to this one here in a minute. But I just wanted to give you a quick update, show you this method. Like I said, this is the first one that I did this way. It worked really good. And then I think I probably will post it first, the ones where I did the cuttings of the vitex trees. And I got really good success off of those. And then I've got some oleanders that I had good success with, that I'm going to transplant here pretty quick. And the only one that didn't do super well in all this is the Rose of Sharon. And they're still alive. They put out some little tiny roots, but they just haven't rooted well yet. So, but I'll be able to get a bunch of those next year when I have my irrigation set up in the greenhouse and I have my misting system set up. So anyway, I just thought I'd share this with you. I appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share my videos. Thank you.